Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode English 101. So for next few episodes, I have this idea, but you tell me, okay, I kind of want to make it a series of interview questions. I know there are different kind of jobs when it comes to interviews. It can be very tricky because you may get asked about like professional questions, but I'm thinking, how about let's talk about some common interview questions. How would you react to, or how would you answer those questions? Or do you have any tips about answering interview questions? And also, I will do my own research. I will go and find out a lot of tips about how to answer those common interview questions and kind of collect them together and make it to a series so we can all learn from somewhere else, right? Some good resources. So, yes, but that's just my idea. You tell me. And also, if you have some interview questions you think they're very good and tricky and difficult to answer, you can also leave a comment down below, and then we'll all talk about that and I'll make a video about that too. Okay, so today's number one interview question is tell us about yourself. Seriously, I've seen so many videos, I've been in many interviews. They all ask this question. Very first question, tell us about yourself. So it sounds very easy because, hey, you're just basically doing a self introduction, but it's actually very tricky because it could be a trap. So why do they even ask questions like that? I have a resume. I've read your documents. I've read your history records, or whatever things there. Why do I still ask questions? Tell me about yourself, because they want to know what else can you bring to this organization, what else can you bring to this interview that I actually can't find, or I can't understand, or I can't know from your resume. That's why would they ask these questions. So if you see me look over like this, that's because I have my notes here, and I will share this notes with all the links that I found for this video to Zhihu, and you can, if you are interested and you want to see a kind of written version, you can definitely go ahead and head out there and find those notes. Okay, so let's figure out what are they looking for from you when asking this question. Okay, so when they ask this question, they want to know, are you a fit in their organization, in their company? It is hard to tell from your resume, seriously, because everybody has a bullet points resume and you're not going to tell a story. And how am I going to know your personality, your kind of personal behaviors, things like that? It's hard, right? So I was reading a book, it's called Talk to Strangers, and it says a lot of people, how do they know you? How can they trust you? How can they give you this job? They need to see you, talk to you, and look at you and observe you. And that's why they have interviews, because they want to see you in person or talk to you in person so they can know what you can bring to this company. And that's why they will ask you, tell me about yourself. And what do you need to do what do you need to do is to bring all your qualifications, all your personality features, everything you think that will make you a perfect fit in this organization. So, for example, when you find this job on this website or somewhere else, and you will read job description, and that is very important. I talked to some people, I've met some people, I even tutored some of the people about how to interview. And the first question I always ask is, did you study their job description? And the funny thing is 99% of them actually didn't know what they need to do for this job, or they didn't even know what their companies do. So that is very interesting when you find out that they didn't do that work, right? So first thing, you need to do is to study the job description. What is the responsibility? What is the qualification they're looking for? And what do you need to do to be a good fit there? So that's the first thing you need to do. Identify the needs, not yours. Identify the needs from the company. For example, my true example. So I went for this job, link job, right? You saw the video, interview video I posted a long time ago, maybe a long time ago. Yeah. So I studied their job description, and I know they're working with the refugees. And when you see refugees, they don't tell you what kind of students you would have. But when you look at refugees, you have to understand they're from war countries, and it means they might have PTSD, they might have mental issues, and they might have very, very low education. Some of them are even just at the literacy level. So once you understand that, and when you tell them about yourself, you're going to bring this up. First, you're patient, because those students need a lot of patience. You need to talk to them. You may have to repeat one thing millions times until they understand, right? So patience, and that's the note I check. Okay, I have that, and I'm going to talk about this. And the second one is passion. As a teacher, you got to be able to be energetic in class. If you're doing something like this, so we're going to talk about interview questions today, and what nobody's gonna like you, right? To be quite honest, learning English is not fun. But if your teachers are not fun at all, then you're definitely not gonna have a fun experience whatsoever, right? So that's why I think passion would be a new thing to talk about. And because when I was interviewed for this job, everything was online due to COVID-19, right? We had to work from home. So I also mentioned I was really good at technology and what kind of online tools I was able to use. And I also mentioned that I'm very fast learner, quick learner. If I don't know how to use it, I'm able to Google or find tutorials on YouTube and teach myself how to use it, and I will learn that very fast. So also, I'm an independent learner. All sorts of things actually summarized what kind of person I am, and to be more specific is what kind of teacher I will be, with all the qualifications and personal features. And then they were all like nodding, because hey, I was looking for all the keywords of myself to fit in their job description. So that is the first thing you need to do, is to really study their job description. Another example, not about teaching, right? You know me, I'm a teacher, and of course, I was applying for a administration work at a university a long time ago. I had a little bit experience of administration, so of course I will amplify everything I have, right? So I can be better fit there. So for administration work, what do I need to be? I need to be very careful. I need to be very organized, and I need to be very detailed, and I also need to be very patient. And those kind of qualifications make me a very good candidate, because they need someone to be able to file documents or paperwork, and that requires you to be organized. If you can create your own organizing system, and they will be like, oh, that's the one I want. And also, you need to be you need to be careful about data, words, and information, things like that, because you might have to fill out a lot of forms that require a lot of details, and that's why you have to be very detailed, because you would check every single thing to make sure there's no mistakes, or there are no major mistakes. So see, you have a different job, and then you have a different qualifications. So basically what I'm saying here is, you need to be the person they want you to be. And how can you be the person that they want you to be, is to study the job description. I don't know how many times I mentioned this, but anyway, so that is a thing. So I'm going to read some notes here, and I kind of summarized what I wrote here, but I will still read it. I feel like it will be very clear and direct for you. So here it says identify the need, right? I said that, and do some work on job description. I don't know how many times I mentioned that. And the number two is articulate how your current skills are compatible to a job posting. I also mentioned that too, right? You got to be good at the future job, right? So as a teacher, you need patience, passion, and energy, and the technology skills, things like that, to fit in this job. And number three is do some research on the corporate culture and core values. So of course you have to understand what do they value. If the company wants you to always work overtime, so you may have to say I'm very flexible about my schedule. You can call me whenever you need me, right? Like my company, they value teamwork. They value how you will help students and care about your students. How would you support your colleagues and help them? So I have to show that I'm always willing to help and I'm actually a helper. And number four is write down 2 or 3 personal attributes they are most looking for, right? And I also mentioned this before. For my teaching job, they're looking for your teaching skills. They're looking for your personality, right? Patience, and then they're looking for whether you are good at dealing with the stress, right? Those kind of things. And of course, you can write down your own attributes that you can think of for the job you're applying for. For example, team player, quick learner, self-starter, and patient person. Those are some of the same things I have already mentioned, right? So you can do that. And now what you need to do is to fill the needs, right? So now how you can put all your attributes in the needs to make a beautiful speech, right? So you can pick a story from your professional life that will demonstrate that can demonstrate to you filling that particular need in another job. So here it says preferably one in which the setting of your story matches the setting of the business to which you are applying. Let me give you an example here is when I applied for the job, they gave me a scenario to talk about how I would handle this situation. So I used my example before. Of course, my previous experience about teaching that had a student was really struggling with technology. What did I do? So I told them a story that when I was teaching that student, she wasn't able to get on Google Meet. So what I did is with phone calls and whatever that worked for her at that time to show her step by step how to get on that. We spent a couple hours there. It was long and tiring, but we finally figured that out because I was willing to help and she was very grateful for that. So that shows me, this story shows me I'm a patient person. I'm able to use whatever there to help my students and I'm able to fix things and I handle the stress in the situation well. So this is a story that illustrates my attributes and those attributes actually really fit in this job. So that's how you tell a story. And then next one is practice makes possession. Yes, so now you list all your attributes, your personal features, and then you have your job description here, and then you connect your personal attributes to the job description, and you're going to practice, because this is something you can actually prepare before you start the interview. I know some questions you have to just answer the questions on the spot, but some of questions you actually can't really prepare for that and get ready before you start your interview. And this is one of those questions you can do. So basically, you write down a paragraph talking about yourself. You can have some sentences are very generic. So you can use those sentences for this job. You can use those sentences for that job, but you still have to kind of customize your answer for each different kind of jobs because you don't want to say I'm a very I say my teaching skills are really good. I can handle situations at a school, but you're actually applying for an administration work job, right? So then that doesn't work. So you have to customize your answers a little bit to fit in the job description, and that's how you practice. Once you wrote down all your script or your story, anything, and practice, practice, practice. I don't want you to memorize everything and recite, because when you recite, people can hear that. People can notice the unnatural rhythm and pattern and intonation there. So you gotta have to practice your speech in a very natural tone. So when people hear that, they feel like you're actually talking to them. So, and that is practice makes precision. And then at the end, I feel like I've talked about this already, but I still want to mention is put it all together. Who are you? Introduce yourself and your personal story and a primary need. So that's everything we just said there. Now you put them together. There is an example. I'm going to read it for you, but and then after that, I will also give you my own very own personal example so you can feel what you could do with your own answers and features with the job description. So let's just read this example first. So here it says, I've always been a people person. Even in school, I was happiest talking to and listening to people, even strangers, especially if I could support them in some way. That's why I was a resident advisor, why I worked for years in the service industry, and why I chose a career in customer service. It's also one of the reasons I really admire how Cable Avo treats its customers with respect, compassion, and open ears. Lately, my professional goal has been to help others learn and develop strong customer service skills. It brings together my lifelong interest in helping others with my passion for customer relationships. So, after you hear this or after you listen to this example, you will notice that this guy is interviewing for a customer relationship job. So, of course, he emphasized every single attributes that will make him a good fit in this customer relationship position, and that's what you need to do. So now here is my example. It might be a little bit different because I'm interviewing for the teaching job. So this is what you can do. And I wouldn't mind if you introduce your name first because you may have an English name. I don't know, but I wouldn't say my name again because they all know me. We have, when you just started the interview, they will call your name, greet you, and then they will probably ask you how I would pronounce your name. So at least that was my case. So I will start. I'm always a very passionate person. And when it comes to work, I kind of feel like I'm a little bit workaholic. I love my work. I think teaching can really fulfill my dreams and make me feel rewarding, especially when my students understand everything after I explain to them. And I'm also a very patient person. When I was teaching in the previous school, and they really liked me because I was teaching a low level and they need a lot of patience and need a lot of work from me to help them get on the internet, get on a Google Meet. So I spent a lot of time and I actually really enjoyed doing that because seeing them successfully getting on a new platform really made me feel very rewarding. I love that. And also, I was a very quick learner back then because we didn't have any the platforms resources to help teachers and to use Google Meet, Google Classroom, Google Sites, but I was able to find my own tutorials and learn everything and I actually made my own tutorials for other teachers to help them out. So I was a very quick learner and also I was a very independent learner too. As a teacher, I think I have all the qualifications to do this job. Is first, of course, I have my TESOL certificate, TESOL diploma, and I'm also Ontario certified English language teacher. So I have that qualifications, but for myself, my personal attributes to this job is I'm very patient, as I mentioned before, and I'm also very organized. If I in the future have a chance, I will show you how I organize my Google Classroom, and you will see that's how I do it. And you probably will also feel satisfied when you see how the layout there. And I'm also a very hardworking person. I don't care, or I don't really mind how much work I will deal with, how much pressure I will deal with. I always have my own way to relax myself and take care of myself, especially my mental health. So pressure, no problem. And that's pretty much about myself. Okay, and that is how you do tell me about yourself. Okay, so now I want you to really practice, even you're not looking for a job right now, even you're only a student right now, but seriously, practice to see if you can do it. The more you practice, the better you will be, right? Practice makes perfect. And that's today's episode. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what is the interview question you want to know for the next series of English 101, and I will definitely do some work on it, and I will make another one. Okay, stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.